Hi guys. So in this video, I want to speak a little bit more about marketing and an experiment I'm doing for a product. I'm not gonna share too much information until we have more things out. I'll share some of the experiments we're running, what the results were, things that I was surprised about, and things that I was expecting. I am working on hooks, so ads for people the to see the ad and be interested enough to click on the ad so they can read about the offer. So it's just the hook right now we're talking about. And reading Gary Halbert's letters from maximum how to make maximum money in minimum time, he shares a lot of information, and even his seminar, he shares a lot of information about ad types and what would attract people. And there's a couple of things that he said would make people click on the ad, and one of them was if the ad looked editorial, so that means it came from a newspaper article, somebody raving about a product. So it builds this kind of credibility and doesn't look like an ad. The second one he mentioned, these are no in no particular order, it's just how I remember them uh, in relation to the importance. The second one was sex appeal, showing pictures or graphics with attractive women, men, and having people click on your ads based on that. The third one he mentioned was celebrity. So the celebrities isn't they don't have to promote your product. It's just they're a face and people are fascinated by celebrities that will increase the engagement with your ad, with your hook. The fourth one, which wasn't by Gary Halbert, it was just a principle that Myron Golden shared, which was people care more about moving away from pain than they are about pleasure. So it's creating an ad where you essentially tell people that you're going to take them away from the pain that they're suffering right now, whatever pain that your product would be solving. And so, I said so a lot. We we ran a lot of experiment. We ran so far. We're running 10 ads for a particular product with different variations of what we've learned from Gary Halbert, Myron Golden, and Dan Kennedy. In his newsletter, he actually shared some phrases that convert well. We've built 10 different ads and we're running them all at the same time to see the results. One of the things I was expecting was for the editorial to do really, really well, and for the sex appeal one to do really, really well. And the celebrity, which in our case, we don't have a control celebrity, it's also part of the sex appeal. Maybe it's considered two things. So those were the two that I was expecting to perform the best. So far, an experiment, it's only been 2 days since we started running these ads. Right now, the clear winner is sex appeal, which is not something that I was not expecting. I'm not surprised by it. The editorial is not doing very well, which I'm surprised about. Another one that's doing pretty well right now is the getting people away from pain. It's doing pretty well. It is second place after the sex appeal. Sex appeal is clear current winner. After a couple days, we'll see what happens. Another one that is doing pretty well is a variation of maximum money in minimum time. I rephrased it, used similar wordings. The word maximum and minimum and money and time were used just in a different context to see how the great Gary Halbert did it. That one is performing decent. It's not losing like some of the current experiments. There's not enough data point to make a distinct claim, that will be in a future video. Those are just some things that I've observed that I've observed so far. And another topic related to marketing that I wanted to mention, which are infomercials. So those were the ads that were about, sometimes they were 3 minutes, sometimes they're 20 minutes, maybe even longer. I haven't watched any longer ones. I've watched some that were a couple minutes and some that were 20 minutes. There's different ways that they build value. Some build value around how cheap the product is. That's a thing that can be done. Walmart's brand is about that. This is where you get your product and services for a really low cost. Dollar Tree is a similar thing. When Subway has its, I don't know what's the price now, when they have the infomercial I watched was the $5 footlong. The $5 became a big part of their message. They were selling you on price. Now there's other infomercial where they spent the entire time building the value of the product. They show you how the product works, how easy the product is, how much value it brings to your life, how much time it saves you. And in the case of food, because I'm thinking really of a particular infomercial, it was related to food. They compared the cost of having a different specialized product. There are thousands of dollars versus if you get their one product, which is all these things together. It's better than frozen. It's cheaper than going out. It's faster than doing things manually. So it gives you all of these, all this value. And at the end, when they start talking about price, they anchor it by telling you that this would cost $1,000 because other competitors that do only one thing, their product costs $1,000. That's their anchor. And then they drop the price like, it's not even for $500. It's not even for $250. It's not even for $150. It's only for 6 payments of $19.99. Now, the reason why they do that, they price anchor it and they show that you're getting so much value for so little cost, which is related to why they did the final price as 6 easy payments of $19.99. It looks even cheaper when the number right before it was $150. That's a way they're able to close it, which was really cool premise. They included a guarantee. Dan Kennedy mentions that in his Killer Sales Letter, the importance of guarantee. People actually are less likely to return a product if you give them a guarantee, which is really interesting. I think that's really interesting. They did a lot of these things that were mentioned in Dan Kennedy's Killer Sales Letter, which really, really interesting. They spoke a lot about the benefits, and they were able to create some stories around the benefits. So if you want to learn more about marketing, it's a pretty good thing to do is to look at these infomercials, especially the ones that ran for a long time. Any ad that you see a lot of, it means it's successful and there's something to learn from it. If you're looking at ads as a means to learn, they're really, really cool. Sometimes I hear an ad and I see the structure where they build the problem, they agitate the problem, they make you feel the problem, then they position their product as the sole solution, and they talk about price in a way where it would be ridiculous for you not to buy it. It's so much value for so little cost, so why aren't you buying it now? Like, you need this right now. Those are some marketing things I'm learning right now. As I continue learning, I will share, and once this experiment has finished running, I will also share that. Let me know what you're doing with marketing, if you've learned anything new, because I also want to learn. I want to succeed, and so should you.